working on learning metric and learning customary units of measurement. We started this chapter by talking about customary and metric units that measure volume. We talked about cups, pints, quarts, gallons, which are customary. We talked about please stop. Milliliters and liters, which are metric, but also measure volume, how much something holds. Okay? Then we talked about weight. We talked about pounds and ounces and tons, which is customary. And we talked about grams, milligrams, and kilograms, which is metric. But all of those measure weight. Okay? Today, we're going to look strictly at customary, and we're going to work on conversions. And when I say conversions, it's kind of some of what we did, where we were taking a certain number of pounds and telling me how many ounces that was, or how many cups are in 3 gallons, or how many ounces are in 4 gallons. That type of thing, where we're converting from a small unit of measurement to a much larger unit of measurement, or vice versa. Okay? So today they're going to throw all of customary at us. So, I'm up here, I'm not at the door. So they're going to have us convert between pounds and ounces and tons, fluid ounces, to gallons, to feet, yard, inches, all of those things that you've been working on. But those are going to be the 3 primary: volume, weight, and then distance or length of something. Okay, today we're focusing just on customary. Tomorrow, I believe, is metric. So, you have your conversion sheet that I passed out. That is the I-step sheet that they give us as a reference. Okay, so I'm not going to give you any more than that sheet, because that would be cheating you in the end. So we have to learn how to use what is on that sheet, along with things that we memorize, to help us convert easily between these different measurements. And we have to make sure, Paul, that we understand, if I'm talking fluid ounces, I better not change that to pounds. Okay? If I'm talking fluid ounces, I need to change that to cups or pints or gallons. I'm not saying I have 8 fluid ounces, which is 1 cup, and that's 1/3 of a pound. I don't do fluid ounces into pounds. Okay? If I say a water bottle weighs 3 ounces, I don't say that's equivalent to 1 cup, because then I'm doing weight, and a cup measures volume, right? Okay? So, make sure you pay attention to the words and what it's converting and what it's asking you to. Okay? Ounces, when we refer to weight, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. When we're talking volume of ounces, 8 ounces equals 1 cup. Okay? You cannot confuse those. Yes, Paul? Huh? You don't have a sheet? Do you have yours back there, Caitlin? That would be why. Alright, so we're just going to work through a couple examples together. This really is not anything that should be super difficult for you, especially since you have your cheat sheet that you get to use. So if we say, I have 5 pounds. Okay, and remember, 5 pounds can also be written as LBS. That's the abbreviation that we use when we're talking pounds. Okay, and I want to know that equals how many ounces. Okay, so the first thing that I have to think about when I'm doing this conversion, if I'm talking pounds, am I talking weight or am I talking volume? I'm talking weight. So, how many ounces are in 1 pound when I talk about weight? 16 ounces, right? 16 ounces equals 1 pound. It tells me that on the sheet. Okay, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. I have 5 pounds and I want to know how many ounces that is. How do I solve that conversion? How do I convert that, Carson? I would take 16, which is how many's in 1, and I have 5 of them, so I'm going to multiply it by 5. Okay, so 5 pounds is the same thing as 80 ounces. Okay, we did a little bit of this with the first one whenever we were talking about volume, so this should not be a big change for us. Okay, I lost my dry eraser again. What if I have 12 feet equals how many yards? This should not be new for us. You've had feet, inches, and yards for a while. You've had gallons and cups and pints and quarts. I know since 4th grade. Could have been before that, but feet, inches, and yards you've had for a while. If I have 12 feet, how do I figure out how many yards that is? Paul?
There's 3 feet in yards.
So 3 divided by 12, is that what you told me? So I would take 3 divided by 12? I would take 12 divided by 3. Okay, why am I dividing by 3, Hannah?
Because simply you can do like that.
But why 3?
Because 1 yard equals 3.
Perfect. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 12 divided by 3, that's a basic math fact for us. So 12 feet equals 4 yards. Okay, that's all we're doing today, folks. So it shouldn't be something that's real difficult for us. What if they give me MI stands for miles. I want to know how many feet that is. How many feet are in 1 mile? I should see every hand in the air because it's right there on your conversion sheet. Hope, how many feet are in 1 mile? 5,280. Great job. So if I have 2 miles, how many feet do I have? How do I figure that out? Walk me through it. If 5,280 feet are in 1 mile, and I want to know how many feet are in 2 miles, what would I do? Perfect. 5,280 times 2. How about 10,560? Okay. All right, here you go. I have 1 ton. I want to know how many ounces. This is your ticket to your homework. I have 1 ton. I want to know how many ounces that is. Court, you may move on to the workbook page. Move on. Move on, move on. You're telling me pounds. You've now got to convert those pounds to ounces. Workbook